What if the secure retirement you've meticulously planned, funded by your hard-earned UK pension, is actually an unwritten pawn in a dangerous, high-stakes financial gamble? A game so hidden, so complex, that few truly understand its rules, yet one that could silently, systematically erode your future. Today, we're not just pulling back the curtain, we're ripping open the lid on the shadowy, often predatory world of private equity and its alarming, growing grip on British pensions. As someone who has spent years dissecting financial strategies and, crucially, tracking private equity's often opaque influence on our retirement funds, I'm here to lay bare exactly what this beast is, how your money might be funneled into its maw without your direct knowledge, and most critically, the immediate steps you can take to shield your nest egg. This isn't just about abstract financial jargon. This is about a ticking time bomb for millions of UK retirees. Before we dive in, a quick but crucial disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. All investments carry risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always seek independent professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. For decades, we've poured our trust, our sacrifices, our very futures into our UK pension funds, viewing them as the unshakable bedrock of retirement. We diligently contribute, assuming they're managed with conservative care, growing steadily towards that comfortable life we've worked so hard for. But what if that trust, that fundamental belief, is tragically misplaced? What if your pension, designed to be your ultimate financial safeguard, is in fact being played right now in a high-stakes, high-risk game you didn't even know existed? You could be working tirelessly, contributing every single month, completely oblivious that your retirement savings are flowing into the labyrinthine world of private equity deals, intricate, often massively leveraged investments that promise astronomical returns for the few, but can unleash catastrophic losses for the many. We've already witnessed real-life instances where once stable pension funds, the very backbone of people's golden years, have been brutally impacted, directly affecting the lives of those who relied on them. It's a reality that's not just unsettling, it's a profound betrayal of trust. So, how do we fight back? In this deep dive, we're going to cut through the jargon. We'll demystify private equity, unveil the unsettling mechanics of how your pension becomes entangled, expose the critical red flags you must watch out for, and most importantly, equip you with concrete, actionable steps to safeguard your retirement future from this perilous financial game. Let's pull back that curtain right now and confront the shocking truth. So, the shocking truth: is your UK pension fund really safe? For a rapidly growing number of Britons, the unsettling answer is a resounding no, not entirely. Your pension fund, the custodian of your future, is under relentless pressure to generate ever higher returns. In an era of persistently low interest rates and notoriously volatile public markets, that desperate hunt for alpha, that elusive market-beating return, increasingly forces them into the less regulated, often deliberately opaque world of private equity.
But what exactly is private equity? Imagine an investment firm that doesn't just buy shares in a publicly traded company you can track daily on the London Stock Exchange. Instead, these firms buy entire businesses, the whole company. And here's the kicker. They often use a massive amount of borrowed money, known as leverage, to do it. They then spend years, often 5 to 7, restructuring, optimizing, sometimes drastically altering these companies, before eventually selling them off, hopefully for a substantial profit. It's a far cry from your safe, predictable bonds or blue-chip stocks. This is a much more hands-on, long-term, and crucially, private affair. And this, often without your direct knowledge or explicit consent, is precisely where a considerable and frankly staggering portion of your pension money ends up. You might envision your contributions flowing into a secure, predictable government bond or a stalwart FTSE 100 giant, but a substantial chunk could be diverted into acquiring a chain of obscure care homes, a struggling high street retail brand, or even a speculative niche technology startup. The scale of this exposure is chilling. Remember that figure I mentioned earlier? In 2023, an estimated 1.2 trillion of UK pension assets were exposed to alternative investments, including private equity. Let that sink in. 1.2 trillion. This isn't a minor allocation. For many funds, it's a significant, rapidly expanding, and deeply complex part of their portfolio. Understanding this fundamental, seismic shift in pension fund strategy is your absolutely critical first step. It's about acknowledging this hidden layer of risk, a layer of which 99% of pensioners remain completely unaware. Because if you don't understand where your money truly is, how can you possibly protect it? And trust me, the fees involved in this dangerous game are designed to shock you. This game, as I call it, isn't just dangerous, it's rigged. And it's rigged for a multitude of reasons, chief among them being its ruthless reliance on massive amounts of borrowed money, what we call leverage. Private equity firms wield this leverage like a double-edged sword. It can supercharge their potential returns, but it can equally amplify devastating losses. Think of it like buying a house with an enormous mortgage. If prices soar, your profit on your small initial deposit is massive. But if they crash, you're left underwater, owing more than the asset is worth. Private equity operates on this same principle, but often on an industrial, national scale, with your pension money at stake. And then there are the fees. Oh, the fees. These firms charge what can only be described as truly exorbitant amounts. Typically, a fixed management fee of around 2% of the total assets under management, regardless of how the pension fund performs. And on top of that, they often demand a performance fee, usually 20% of any profits they generate. So, if they make a profit, they take a huge cut. If they lose
money, they still pocket their fixed management fee. What makes this an even more insidious trap is the profound, deliberate lack of transparency and regulatory oversight compared to public markets. Private equity deals often remain shrouded in impenetrable secrecy, making it incredibly difficult for pension fund trustees, let alone individual pensioners like you, to fully understand the underlying assets, the true level of risk, or the actual returns after all these egregious fees are deducted. We've seen numerous real-life casualties ripple across the UK. Local authority pension funds, once considered bastions of stability, and even large corporate schemes have faced significant setbacks, even catastrophic hits, when private equity deals soured. Imagine, a private equity firm buys a struggling UK manufacturing company, burdens it with enormous debts to finance the acquisition, then demands that same company repay those debts. If the business then buckles under the crushing weight of this debt, it can lead to bankruptcies, widespread job losses, and ultimately a direct, agonizing hit to your pension fund's assets.
Reports have chillingly highlighted how thousands of UK public service workers' pensions were directly exposed to the devastating collapse of a private equity-backed care home chain, leaving both the residents and the workers in turmoil. It truly begs the question, why are pension funds playing this high-stakes, high-risk game with your future? Often, it's driven by an almost desperate hunt for higher returns in a stubbornly low interest rate environment. They believe these illiquid assets offer diversification, a different kind of return that isn't tied to daily stock market swings. But when you look at who truly profits, the picture becomes stark, almost criminal. It's frequently the private equity fund managers and their investors who walk away with colossal sums, regardless of the ultimate outcome for you, the pension beneficiaries. The winners are too often the fund managers, celebrating their millions. The real losers are the retirees, facing a less secure, potentially devastated future than they were promised. Recognize this crucial, fundamentally broken misalignment. Your pension fund's ultimate, sacred goal should be your security and a comfortable retirement. The private equity firm's goal is, quite simply, its own immense profit. But how do you spot the chilling signs that your pension is already caught in this perilous web? The answer lies in knowing the critical red flags. So, with all this unsettling truth laid bare, what can you, a diligent UK pensioner or future retiree, actually do? Your very first step is to become the detective of your own financial future. Be acutely aware of these critical red flags. 1. A noticeable, frustrating lack of transparent communication from your pension provider regarding their alternative investments portfolio. If they're vague, push for specifics. 2. Excessively high fees that seem to silently, year after year, erode your hard-earned returns. 3. A pension fund that vaguely boasts about illiquid alpha, a fancy term for market-beating returns from illiquid assets, without providing detailed, understandable explanations of how these are truly being achieved.
Demand clarity, not jargon. To actively protect your future, take these concrete, actionable steps today. If you have a defined contribution pension, where your retirement pot depends on investment performance, immediately review your investment options. Many schemes offer a range of funds. Some may have lower exposure to private equity or clearer, more reasonable fee structures. Don't hesitate. Ask your pension provider direct, pointed questions. Ask about their private equity exposure, the specific fees charged, and, crucially, the liquidity of these investments. Are they easily converted to cash if needed, or are you locked in for years? For those with defined benefit schemes, where your pension is a guaranteed amount based on salary and service, you have less direct control. However, increased awareness and collective pressure from scheme members can still influence trustees to adopt more prudent investment strategies. Consider joining a pension scheme member group, or simply writing a firm, informed letter to your trustees. If you have multiple smaller pension pots from previous jobs, it might be highly beneficial to consider consolidating them into a larger, more transparent self-invested personal pension, known as a SIP, if appropriate for your financial situation and risk appetite. This often gives you more direct control and visibility over your investments, though it also shifts the responsibility for investment decisions squarely onto your shoulders. Stay rigorously informed about regulatory changes and public debates surrounding pension transparency in the UK. There's a growing movement demanding greater scrutiny of private equity's role in pensions. Join it. To begin, right now, commit to reviewing your most recent pension statement. Look for terms like alternative assets, private markets, illiquid investments, or diversified growth funds. Don't be intimidated by the complex language. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and demand more details from your pension provider. Demand clarity. Demand accountability.
By taking these proactive, immediate steps, you are not just protecting your money, you are seizing back control of your financial future and navigating the storm that threatens UK pensions. The future of your UK retirement depends on informed, proactive participants like you. But why, truly, does this matter to you right now, this very second? Every single day you remain unaware, your hard-earned pension, your ultimate safety net, could be silently exposed to risks you never explicitly consented to. The cost of inaction isn't just financial, it's the profound erosion of your peace of mind and the secure retirement you've worked tirelessly to build. Imagine reaching your golden years only to find your nest egg significantly diminished, even shattered, by opaque financial gambles you knew nothing about. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario, it's happening to people right now. Remember this fundamental truth. Your pension is your future security, your comfort in later life. It is not a playground for high-risk financial games designed to enrich a select few. It's time to take control.
It's time to stay informed. It's time to demand the transparency and accountability you absolutely deserve. Because if you don't ask, if you don't act, who will? If this deep dive into the hidden dangers of private equity within UK pensions has truly opened your eyes and armed you with valuable insights, please take a moment to hit that like button. It helps this vital, urgent information reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more critical financial insights that empower you. And in the comments below, I want to hear from you. What's the very first question you're going to ask your pension provider after watching this video? Your engagement helps build a powerful community of informed, proactive individuals. The journey to a secure and comfortable retirement in this increasingly complex financial landscape must begin with knowledge and proactive, courageous steps. Today, you've gained both in abundance. You are no longer unaware. Don't let your golden years be tarnished or your hard-earned savings eroded by hidden risks and opaque investment strategies you didn't choose. Take charge of your pension. Take control of your future. Start now, because your future self, they will thank you for it.